Hi there, you're finally awake! Hello. Today we're going to review Necromunda. This is a fast-paced shooter set in the Warhammer universe, much like Space Hulk. But this game is the unofficial continuation of I, Divine Cybermancy, a game that came a while back ago, and I refuse to analyze this game Necromunda through any other lenses, so let's get into it. Now, listen to this. The game has a pretty good soundtrack. The pace is very Doom-like, with an accent on mobility and kill to heal. No cover. However, unlike in Doom, the enemies are hit scan. And here, sir, I challenge you to a sword fight. It has a looty shooter core loop, like Borderlands, for example, but it hardly reaches the same variation of dopamine releasing loot, because most of the drops are just trash. You rarely find anything that is worth an upgrade over your current loadout. The first thing that you're going to obviously notice on the surface level is that they're made by the same studio. And I say surface level because I'm convinced it's actually the very same people. You'll see why. Okay, here we have the intro. That was the second last boss, by the way. We'll just start over now. You can skip the intro, it's like 2 minutes.
The Guilders run the Underhive. Without the Merchant's Guild, there's no order to life down here. No one to stop things unraveling completely. You're thinking there's no order down here anyway. But you just don't see it. Order is what every ganger down here is looking for. Just an order they can change. One where they can get to be top dog. The big boss man. Not just a prole labouring away, toiling for house, hive and throne. Order down here is different. Nobody wants the enforcers, or worse, coming down here, trying to make things the way they are up in Hive City. So we all follow the Guilders' rules. Without them, it all breaks down. No one kills a Guilder unless they're truly dangerous or truly desperate. And the truly desperate are the most dangerous of all. That's why I think we can help each other.
So here we are at the start of the game. And the character creation, or actually selection, because there's no customization here. Ninja samurai chick. And that's how you know it's gonna be metal as fuck.
This is it.
Yeah.
You sure? Positive. The black serpents are holed up in there. You sure about this? Sure they're in there, or sure about getting it done? Relax. It's just a few ashes. And then, payday.
And then payday.
Okay. Be ready for anything.
We are. They can't defend all the approaches, all coming from both sides and from the dome floor. You two, this level. I'm heading down.
You and the Hound, eh?
Yeah. Okay, this is it. Let's go.
I can see the sentries.
Wait until I'm on the ground, then take out as many as you can. Let them know they're surrounded.
First off, let's start with the differences actually. I is a very deep and weird story. I'm not gonna say that the story is good in I, it's all around the place. But in Necromunda, there's barely a story, there's like filler story. It doesn't click with me at all. I starts with the cave allegory. Oh, that's a spoiler. And so where I has a deeper philosophical implications, like you start in the cave at the beginning, like the cave allegory as you all know. Necromunda has barely any story, like there's some characters, yeah, but I don't feel anything like them. They failed to make them care for the characters or get involved anything in the story that's like past the shoot the bad guy thing, you know. In Necromunda, the loading screen also serves as a way of viewing how your character becomes more and more augmented. Although much of these changes I don't really notice, I do see them on the dog a lot more. And here's another thing, that the dog customization, they give you 3 dogs that you can choose from. They're not all that different, and after you start cyber implanting them, they're gonna look the same, like the same rub of hip garbage with 4 legs, sorry.
Looks like you chose the wrong side, scum. Where did you ever think this was gonna get you?
Niños. Ahoj rioke téníko fasty bomby. Mikite mu se sarak flisby.
Who's there?
Oh, you know me.
Damn. Jericho. Where am I?
Martyr's End.
Martyr's End.
Martyr's End. Beyond Thorian's Dome, beyond the bad zones of Delta 7, far from where you want to be, I'll wager, but a better place than you'd be in otherwise, I can assure you.
Better than I would be if I hadn't met you.
I saved your life.
Feels like you did a great job.
I suppose it all depends on what you imagine being dead feels like. You seem keener than you should be on finding out.
Enough of the riddles, Spire boy. What happened?
There's time for all that later. You're gonna hurt yourself straining like that. Remember, you only just made it this far. I'm gonna leave you with my friend here. There's a watering hole right outside, the Blessed Temple, they call it. You can find me there when you're ready.
Ready for what?
That's the fun part. Finding out.
Who are you? What is this place?
I'm Malakachin. You may call me Malak. I'm a chirurgeon, and this is my surgery. You're lucky to be here,
Damn. A rogue doc.
if you prefer. Yes,
What did you do to me?
nothing I didn't have to. Well, maybe a little more than I had to. That's a most impressive set of bionics. They would have been a pleasure to work with, but for all the bleeding flesh getting in the way.
Thanks. I'm sure there used to be more of it.
Your friend is right.
Cal Jericho? He's not my friend.
Well, he was right. You should have died. It's only those bionics of yours that saved you. But still, there was a lot of damage. It will take you a little while to heal. And a little while to get used to the changes.
What?
A few adjustments. An internal reservoir. A cerebral implant. You'll find they're all improvements once you get used to them.
A cerebral implant? Where the hell did that come from?
From your friend, Cal Jericho.
He's not my friend.
Oh, I'd say he is now. These bionics, once you have healed, they will allow you to do incredible things. But there might be a few adjustments I need to make. Nothing works first time. Not when you're working with materials like these, anyway. You should come back and see me when you're ready to find out what you're really capable of.
In Necromunda, I feel like the writing is bad. Like, not even... It's just bad. It's MacGuffins in your head and some guy that saves you from that by giving you some super implants that he just had around, you know. It's not very good writing, but it's a metal game. You should consider this, that the story is not why you're here. Unless you're a Warhammer fan, I guess, which I'm not. Maybe for Warhammer fans, some of these characters, some of these items that you find throughout the game could spark a bit more enjoyment, but for me not. Like, look for example at this character right here behind Lord Douchebag. She's just sitting there for the whole game, not saying a single word. I don't know, perhaps there's some scrapped content that I'm not aware of, some voice lines that didn't make it into the game. But as she's just got a bunch of grenades on the table. I guess she's one of the mercenaries Lord Douchebag has hired for himself. But it's just like, I don't know, it's such a weird addition to the atmosphere. Some of the other characters will start gossiping about you when you come around, or...
You might say that.
It's not like
Shoot, the Iron Vipers.
groundbreaking innovation, but it's kinda cool though.
You might say I used
This Wild Snake character also is one of the main characters, but I just don't care about her. I'm supposed to care about her. I just met her 2 seconds ago. But I kinda like her design. I mean, this mutilated beauty with her robot arm, and she doesn't even have a jaw. Poor girl. The main selling point, I think, of this game, besides the action, forget the action, the environments, like... Look at some of these places, they are beautiful, beautiful. I love the industrial aesthetic, the heavy machinery, everything, like utilitarian, cold steel, I don't know, it's fucking amazing. The thing is that some of these places are disgusting. Look at them, they're like, you wouldn't want to live there, right? But this game makes them look so beautiful that I wanna live in that, next to these little bones. I want to live in that train with that little office. It's just mind-boggling. Look at these mushrooms right here. If you manage to see anything besides explosions, because yeah, the visual clutter in this game is gonna be insane as well. If you notice, you can equip 2 things on your weapon. One of them is gonna be a trinket, which gives you bonus money when you kill somebody on that weapon, and the Archaeotech, which gives you a bonus damage on that weapon. The thing is, they are animated. Those 2 things that you customize your weapon with, they are fully animated, but you're never gonna see them doing their effect because there's so much shit going on the screen. Just so much shit. And anyway, here we're gonna go to a part where I really love how the magical plot armor saves me from the fall. Like, come on, I'm the main character, you can't kill me like this, how dare you. This guy reminds me a bit of Chernobylite, Shadow Stalker from Chernobylite. And here is the second time that my magical plot armor is gonna save me from a deadly fall. But come on, this is not why this game was created. Go play Truck Simulator if you care about this kind of realistic things.
Jericho's going to have to up my share for this.
And perfect landing.
Help the actor. Heads up! She's... I see her! See it, Rock! Don't make me waste them!
And some of these places are so alive, like not even... They feel so alive! Look at this, this is crazy. I've never played a game where I feel so small. I played a few, but like this one is a lot of effort went into this, I can tell. Whatever else I'm gonna shit on the game, but the graphics, spot on, no complaints. The graphics, they are the biggest selling point of this game, I think. And the gameplay isn't bad, come on. We have a dismemberment system, some gore. The bodies don't despawn very quickly, so you might end up with some pretty big body count on the map. But man, these places are just fucking fantastic. How they interact with these. You can smell them, I swear, I can smell these metal springs. Here, this part, please keep in mind that we're still on the train, okay? There's like a miniature desert ecosystem on the train, on a moving train. The bosses in this game are okay. The first couple I found underwhelming because they were mini bosses. Come on, it's just common type enemies that are a bit bigger. But afterwards I found myself saying, hell yeah, that was a good boss fight. Towards the end of the game it gets better, trust me. The glory kill system is not very good in this game. I'm not so happy with it because it's mostly copy pasted. Okay, when Modern Warfare invented sprinting and regenerating health, all the other games said, oh, we gotta do that. Now we have Doom that invented glory kills and I guess mantling and other dash options that were not available in first person shooters beforehand. And now we have those standardized across the industry. You know, like, I love the grappling hook, for example, that's a good addition, but the glory kills, either remove them or just make the animation shorter. Another cliche yet is this guy who is this machinery hybrid door opener. I don't know where this is stolen from. It's probably from some movie or some other sci-fi thing. It's probably a reference, or maybe it's from the Warhammer universe. I have no idea, but it's just so silly how you just beat the guy up a bunch of times. You just basically kill him, and then the door opens for you. So that was kind of strange.
Enjoy your augmentations. You have some of my finest.
In the beginning, I actually said that this is the spiritual successor for Divine Cybermancy, and I didn't show you why yet. So here is one of the drill models for the drill in the game, and here's the drill in the previous game. Here are the atmospheric sounds, down to a T. Even the alarm sound is the same. There will be aim assist as well. It's a bit different. It's actually better this time. But there will be no cloaking, no cyber jumping, although you have double jumping here. I'm glad they removed the redundant parts, because in I, for example, you had like 3 different detection types, powers. Here you just got one. And the monsters, ooh. Even the monsters are looking the same. Look at the xenomorph looking ass. 4 hands is the same guy. Which is to be expected, because in the first one they basically model flipped a few things and added it to the game, which wasn't canon in the Warhammer universe, but I'm genuinely happy for them. It's a dev's dream to do a project like this and then get noticed and then funded and expanding your projects to do something like Necromunda. I'm genuinely happy for them. After so many years, they pulled something off. It's not disappointing. It's just that this is a pure blood shooter. There's no RPG. The original, that one was an RPG. You could take paths. You could specialize in being something. Here, there's no such things. The so-called story revolves mostly around archaeotech, which is like technology that, from my understanding of the Warhammer universe, was lost. Humanity basically invented some giant 3D printers with the intelligence of a god, and if you go to that thing and ask for a solution to your problem, it's just gonna create a machine that solves your problem instantly. So those were lost thousands and thousands of years ago, and people are still trying to dig them up. So that's gonna be the MacGuffin of your story now.
Your lucky day, meathead. Now, what the hell do those iron vipers want with you so bad?
This guy right here is a skin poet. Look at this lame ass tattoo. I bet he can't even read it. Other than that, I think I said what I had to say. It was an enjoyable game, even with a few mistakes here and there. I didn't like the crate system, for example, how you need to buy a chance booster before every single mission. I didn't like the side missions system because they're kind of too easy. I finished most of them in under a minute. And yeah, make sure to scroll down right now to the subscribe button, or you will see a spoiler on the screen, by the way. Thanks and bye.
Helmore curse you, Jericho!